Hello and welcome. My name is Maddie Mainman, and I'm the Senior Coordinator of Fellowship at the Chef Ant Foundation. Thank you for taking the time today to learn more about our 2027 cohort of the Healthy School Food Pathway Fellowship. Today, we'll discuss what the fellowship program is and who our ideal candidate is. We'll demo the 2027 application, and we'll go over the timeline for our application and selection process. Finally, we will go over some frequently asked questions we've received over the last 4 cohorts. First, a little bit of background on the Chef Ant Foundation. As many of you may know, we were founded in 2009 by Chef Ann Cooper and Mara Fleischman, and we're dedicated to promoting whole ingredient scratch cooking in schools. We believe that scratch cooking enables schools to serve the healthiest, tastiest meals so that kids are well nourished and ready to learn. Our mission is to ensure that school food professionals have the resources, funding, and support that they need to provide fresh, healthy, delicious, scratch-cooked meals that support the health of children and our planet. We work with K through 12 schools in all 50 states and some U.S. territories, and to date, we've helped more than 19,000 schools and 5.9 million kids eat healthier, fresher school meals. We believe that uplifting the school food workforce is an important part of that work. The Healthy School Food Pathway was created to strengthen the school food workforce by preparing individuals for careers in healthy scratch cook programs. In our foundation's first decade, we saw that a lack of skilled labor and leadership was often the biggest barrier to expanding scratch cooking in schools. While our pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship programs prepare entry-level staff, the fellowship program is specifically designed to cultivate the next generation of diverse leaders who are ready to run sustainable programs and drive systemic reform. Tailored for mid to upper level K through 12 school food professionals, the fellowship is an intensive 13-month journey featuring virtual learning, on-site training, and applied project work. Through hands-on experience, networking, and leadership development, participants gain the knowledge and confidence to make an immediate impact in their district and their communities. Ultimately, the fellowship is about more than acquiring knowledge and skills. It fosters a growth mindset that empowers fellows to step up as confident leaders in the scratch cooking movement. As these alumni reflections show, the fellowship equips participants with the knowledge and confidence to step into leadership roles, driving meaningful change in their home districts and advancing the scratch cooking movement nationwide. One of our 2025 fellows, Sarah, shares, "This program was like getting a master's degree in school food. I learned how to put our values first and give our students the meals they deserve. But knowledge wasn't the only thing I gained in the program. Creating a network of people with the same knowledge base but vastly different experience has been so valuable to me." Next, we have another 2025 fellow, Lori. She shares, "My experience was career-changing. I am now going to be an additional voice in the collective to advocate for better funding, additional training, and progress towards improved scratch cooking." To give you a better idea of what the fellowship entails, we'll dive into each of our program components next. These program components represent all of the ways we deliver our curriculum across the fellowship year. Each of these components are provided at no cost to the fellow or to their districts. The fellowship covers all participation costs and provides a $5,000 stipend for each fellow to implement an innovative capstone project that increases scratch cooking in their districts. First up, a major part of the program is our live learning sessions. Throughout the fellowship year, fellows will go through about 30 live learning sessions that take place on Zoom on Tuesday afternoons or evenings, depending on where you're located. These live learning sessions cover a wide range of topics, as you can see on our slide. They cover everything from diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging, to marketing, to policy and compliance. The beginning of the fellowship year will focus on culinary topics like menu planning, facilities, and procurement to prepare fellows for their capstone projects. While these culinary topics are integral to increasing scratch cooking, we also understand that leaders in school meal programs must be familiar with other areas of their program, like finance, human resources, marketing, and more, in order to run a sustainable and effective scratch cooking operation. Next up, each fellow will earn a silver certificate through our School Food Institute, which is comprised of School Food 101 and 4 courses of their choosing. The School Food Institute is a set of online courses developed by CAF that provides professional development and comprehensive training on the key components of successful scratch cook operations in schools. Fellows are able to choose from a variety of courses to earn their silver certificate. These courses are asynchronous, so fellows can learn at their own pace throughout the 13-month program. Next, all fellows will also complete a series of asynchronous and live modules through Arizona State University's Sweetie Center for Sustainable Food Systems to understand the powerful role that school meal programs play in their local food systems. Now we'll get into the travel components in the program. Fellows will travel 5 times throughout their fellowship year. Fellows will attend 2 site visits, one in the spring and one in the fall, at districts with strong scratch cooking programs. Fellows will travel in groups to these districts, matched based on their learning goals and district qualities. This is a chance to see a program that is far along on the scratch cooking continuum, meet their team, and ask questions in order to bring learnings back to your home districts. In addition to site visits, fellows will travel for 2 other on-site trainings throughout the fellowship year. The first trip is our Leadership Development Intensive and hands-on culinary training. We will spend 2 days focused on leadership and coaching skills for change management to help fellows move the needle on scratch cooking in their districts. The Leadership Development Intensive is scheduled earlier in the year to give fellows a chance to get to know one another while exploring their scratch cooking goals. In addition, fellows will participate in hands-on culinary training to master key scratch cooking techniques, including recipe standardization, mise en place, scaling recipes for school meal programs, and operating large-scale equipment. Led by the Chef Ann Foundation School Food Operations team, this training equips fellows to bring these practical skills back to their home teams. Over the summer, fellows will have the opportunity to attend the Scratchworks gathering. Led by the Scratchworks Collective, the event convenes school food leaders committed to moving beyond ultra-processed foods towards systems rooted in scratch cooking, regional supply chains, and student-centered nourishment. Intentionally small and deeply practical, the gathering offers fellows an opportunity to learn best practices for operating sustainable scratch cook programs while connecting with like-minded professionals. Next, we'll move into our project-based work. In the fall, fellows will be paired in small groups to complete a group policy project. Each group selects a policy topic of their choosing that relates to school food. Each group determines a research question, researches their topic, and presents their findings and recommendations to their peers. Some examples of past projects include prioritizing time for school lunch, comparing universal free meal programs across states, investigating recruitment and retention strategies for skilled school food professionals, and incorporating values-aligned local procurement into school food wellness policies. Another key component of the program is the capstone project. This is the culmination of the entire year of learning. Starting in the spring, each fellow examines their district and identifies an issue that they want to work on to advance scratch cooking in their meal program. They develop a project proposal, and once that is approved by both the Chef Ann Foundation and the Fellows District, the fellow receives a $5,000 stipend to support the fellow in implementing their capstone project. In the second half of the fellowship year, our live learning sessions happen less frequently to create more space for fellows to focus on implementing their project and creating change within their programs. The culmination of the program in January 2028 is our closing celebration. Fellows come together to share out on their capstone project, presenting on what they did and why it matters. Following presentations, we have a graduation ceremony to celebrate all of the fellows' hard work throughout their 13 months of learning. Hopefully, those program components sound like an exciting learning opportunity to you. And if so, let's talk about whether the fellowship might be the right fit for you. To apply for the fellowship, you must be working for a school food authority that operates the USDA's National School Lunch Program and is self-operated, meaning your school meal program is not contracting with a food service management company. Our curriculum was developed to create change in self-operated meal programs. So, if your school meal program is fully self-operated, this is a great program for you. In addition, if your school meal program has a mix of self-operated sites and vended sites, you are eligible for the fellowship. On the other hand, if all of your school sites are contracted with a food service management company, you are not currently eligible for the fellowship program. Next, school food professionals who want to apply for the fellowship should be serving in a mid to upper level position within their district, like an area manager, head chef, or assistant director. Fellows should have district-wide impact, meaning that their role is not limited to a specific school site. And finally, you should share in the Chef Ann's Foundation's vision for increasing scratch cooking in schools. So, if you are eligible, let's briefly review what you're getting yourself into. First, for our virtual learning, fellows must be able to access online courses, communicate regularly via email, join live virtual sessions on Zoom, and complete assignments using tools like word processors, spreadsheets, and slideshows. For travel, which is required 5 times throughout the program year, the foundation will cover all expenses, but you must be able to reach an airport in order to join in on these in-person experiences and must be comfortable traveling for 5 trips throughout the 13-month program. Last but not least, the fellowship is a time-intensive program. It will ask a lot out of you, but you will get a lot out of it, including a powerful learning community within your cohort, and connections to resources and experts like our fellowship content leads who lead your instruction, host site team members, Chef Ann Foundation team members, program alumni, and many other school food professionals who share our scratch cooking vision and will help you and your district reach your scratch cooking goals. Next up, we are going to jump into our CAF grants portal to view our application and do a quick demo of what the application looks like for the 2027 cohort. This is the Chef Ann Foundation's grant portal. If you have not applied for a grant from the Chef Ann Foundation before, you will need to set up an account for our portal, which entails signing up with your email and chosen password. Once you have an account, you will log in and see this page. From here, you can navigate to the Open Applications tab at the top of your screen, and here you will find the 2027 Fellowship application. From here, click Apply Now, and you'll be taken to a new tab where you can learn a bit more about the program. Please read through this. This section includes a lot of the information we are covering today. From here, when you are ready to go, select Start Application in the upper right corner. This is the first page of our application. Before we dive into each page, I wanted to show you a few things in terms of logistics here. Throughout the application, you can navigate to different pages by selecting the page number at the top of your screen. In addition, you can navigate between pages by selecting Next Page at the bottom of your screen. You can also save your progress and resume the application at a later date by selecting this box here and selecting Save. From there, it may take a little bit of time to load, and then we'll ask you if you would like to resume your application now or start a new form. I'm going to go ahead and select Resume this form now. You can also access the open application again from our grant portal. The first 4 pages of the application will go over important information like our program overview, our diversity, equity, and inclusion statement, and our key program components. Please read through this in its entirety to ensure that you are willing and able to participate in the program as outlined. Once you've done that, you can select this checkbox here. We'll go to the next page, and this includes all of our eligibility requirements, as well as some additional requirements to ensure that you can participate in our curriculum as fully as possible. Please read through each eligibility requirement in detail and confirm that you are eligible for the 2027 fellowship before moving on. Next, on page 6, you will see an application checklist and overview. I encourage everyone to look through this before you sit down to complete your application. This includes everything that you will need to complete the application. We will be asking you about your professional and job history, about your school district's operations. We'll be asking you some short answer questions to detail why you are interested in this fellowship. We will also ask you to upload a personal statement based on a few prompts that our team has shared, and you can upload that in either video or written format. In addition, we will ask you to upload a couple of documents. We will ask you to upload a current resume, as well as a professional recommendation letter. Once you have all of that information ready to go, you can go ahead and start the application. Before actually diving into the application fields, we do have an artificial intelligence policy for you to read through. We do not allow for use of AI tools in your application responses, and we will be checking applications for AI-generated content. If we determine that you are using AI, it will affect how your application is scored. We do appreciate polished answers, but our reviewers really want to get to know you through your own words and hear about your personal experience and perspective. So please do make sure that all of your responses are entirely your own. You can go ahead and check off that you have read through this policy before moving on. From here, you will get into the actual fields of the application starting on page 8. I won't be filling out all of this for the purpose of our demo, but you can see that some things will be filled in for you based on your CAF program portal account. So that'll be your first and last name, as well as your email. From there, you can go ahead and fill in this information. You will see that most of our questions are required through this red asterisk here. Once you've completed this first page, you can move on to our school district information. We'll ask about where your district is located, for your district name. We'll ask about your role and how long you've been in the district and what your responsibilities are in that role. We'll ask if your program is self-operated. As a reminder, programs to be eligible for the fellowship should be self-operated or have a number of self-operated sites. Programs should not be fully contracted with a food service management program. So if you select yes, you're good to go. If you select other or hybrid, we will ask for some details around your food service management company and how many sites are self-operated. And if you select no, you will be reminded of our eligibility requirement. Moving on, we will also ask for some information about your school meal program's production model, what child nutrition programs your school district runs, and also some information about your menu and your program. I'm going to move on to the next page, where you will find those short answer questions. You can add all of your responses in these text boxes, and you'll see that we have some suggested links here. I would recommend adding all of your responses in a Word document before you enter them into the application, just to make sure that everything is saved properly. You can, of course, select Save My Progress and resume later as you work on this, but just to ensure that your work is saved, I would recommend using a word processor and copying things over. All of these short answer questions are required. Next, I'm going to move on to page 11, where we have some supplemental questions. These questions are not required for your application, but they are helpful for our research and evaluation team. If you do not want to answer any of these, you can go ahead and move on to the next page, which is where you'll find the video or personal statement submission. You'll be asked to respond to these 3 prompts in either a written or video statement. If you are doing a written statement, you can upload your file here. If you would like to do this via video, you will go to our Wedge HR platform and be walked through how to record those videos. You'll record a video for each prompt, and each video should be under 2 minutes. Once you've gone to Wedge HR and completed your interview, you can select I confirm I have completed the Wedge video interview. From there, you can move on to the next page. This is where you'll submit your resume through a file drop. Next, similarly, will be your letter of recommendation and reference contact information. You'll see a field where you can choose a file and drop in your recommendation here. We also request that you include their name, email address, and phone number, as well as how you have a relationship with your reference. The final page of the application is an agreement to our program requirements. So you will provide an electronic signature and the date, and then you can move forward with submitting your application. If you select Submit Application and have not filled out all fields, they will give you a little reminder to go back and do so. As you can see here, since I didn't fill out many of the fields, there are 44 problems with my submission. Once you've filled out the application in its entirety, you can go ahead and move on to that submission. That was our 2027 application, and next we'll jump into the program timeline for the 2027 cohort. The application is open on July 27th, and it will close on September 2nd at 5 p.m. Pacific time. After the application closes, we will review all applications and let applicants know if they've been selected for an interview. Those interviews will take place in October, and we plan to notify applicants of their selection status in December. And then in January 2027, we kick off our 13 months of learning, which will close with the graduation in January 2028. Next, we'll go over some frequently asked questions from the past 4 cohorts of the fellowship. First, what is the weekly time commitment? As we discussed, the fellowship is an intensive program, so understanding the time commitment involved as you consider applying will set you up for success. During the typical week, fellows attend 1 live learning session, complete 2 hours of pre or post work, and spend 2 to 3 hours on asynchronous work like our School Food Institute and Food Systems Micro Certificate through Arizona State University's Sweetie Center, as well as on project-based work for their policy and capstone projects. All of this comes out to about 8 hours of learning per week on weeks where travel is not involved. During our on-site trainings, we will make the most out of our time together each day, typically spending 8 hours in training per day of travel. There will also be weeks where we have breaks in our learning, but on average, this comes out to about 8 hours of learning per week. Next, is there a cost involved to participate in the fellowship? There is no cost to fellows or to their districts to have a team member participate in the fellowship. The Chef Ann Foundation wants this opportunity to be available to all who are interested, regardless of their financial situation. All expenses for program-related travel are covered by the foundation. Fellows will be required to have access to a computer with audio and video capabilities and internet to be able to engage with our virtual learning. If this poses a burden to you, or if you have questions, please reach out to fellowship@chefannfoundation.org. Next, we often get questions about whether or not this program is meant for you. In terms of eligibility, our baseline criteria is working at a school food service or nutrition department that is self-operating under the USDA's National School Lunch Program. The program is intended for mid to upper level school food professionals, and successful applicants typically have experience in school food service as an assistant director, head chef, area supervisor, or other similar mid to upper level positions that have impact across sites. We will also consider applicants from director level positions if they are newer to the role, new to scratch cooking, and/or operate in a small district. So, if you are someone new to school food who wants to push scratch cooking forward in their district, if you're a manager from a district that is already doing a lot of scratch cooking and wants to contribute meaningfully to that work, or if you are a school food service director who wants to convert their program to scratch cooking, please apply for the 2027 cohort. As we discussed, the application opens on July 27th and it will close on September 2nd at 5 p.m. Pacific time. I hope that you will apply today on our website and good luck.